What is up, you two? Ooh, you guys are dirty. Welcome back to Wrenching Wrecked. Yesterday, got the wheels off the dually, broke the tires down. I got them all blasted already. At the new shop with the diesel compressor. It was nice. It took an hour to do 6 wheels. It was fantastic. And they were pretty rusted on the back sides. But today I'm going to start jamming away on the brakes. So 3/4 inch nut. I got to pull this axle, and a snap ring, and a little clippy thing. Then lift off these really heavy drums, and my arms are sore as all heck. So that's going to be fun. I think that's how it goes. Never done this. You're coming along for the ride, but it's up on the lift and I'm getting the wheels done. Got 4 of them coated in primer, just kind of rotating them through. It's way easier if I use the big oven for all this, but I don't feel like burning the gas, and then this will kind of free me up to get some work done over there. So zinc rich, heavy zinc build primer, rust inhibitor. That'll be the base, and then we'll kind of be bouncing back and forth between coating and this. So let's get after it. Start on the bad side. This is the one with the wheel cylinder that needs to be replaced. Harbor Freight for the win. Don't know how I feel about all the silicone on here. It's coming out in between the threads, but one thing at a time, I guess. All right, so is this gonna make a mess or no? Yep. Got a drip tray in there, kind of on time this time. Shouldn't make too much, but definitely gonna leak a little, so I'm gonna let that drain. I think I'm gonna go ahead and preemptively yank the other side too. We'll let this drain till it stops, and then we'll do the other side. Try and contain whatever mess I'm gonna make here. But, so the axle will pull all the way out now. There's a snap ring right here. And then we got that little clip in there that's gotta come out. Focus. Snap ring, clip, and the whole drum. That should unthread, and then the whole drum assembly should come out. It's kind of like that panel truck I got. I do remember I had to pull the axles to do the brakes on that, but all right, let it drain. Throw a fresh battery in here and we'll come back when we're ready. Nothing special. I freed the axle up. I just pulled it off, set it off on the ground. Thought the camera was filming. It was not. So that's all I've done so far. Then we'll pop that snap ring and that little detent in there. Maybe now you can see it. Snap ring and then that little keyway. Sorry about the backlighting with the garage door open, but it's pretty cramped over here, and that helps me feel better. It just makes the video a little weird, because it's bright out there and not bright in here. And the GoPro can't figure out what to do. But axle's removed. First set of the primer wheels are in the oven. So now, hopefully that'll kind of focus, maybe. Move some crap out of my way here. I got too much stuff. I don't know what I did, but I tweaked my elbow pretty good the other day. So if I set you guys there-ish, maybe you can see that, then you're at least out of my way, which is really all that matters. All right, so let's try and get this snap ring out. There we go. Snap ring. Oh, you're so close. Be cooperative. I don't want to go get pliers. Right here. Keyway. Now, this guy should unthread. There we go. just for a brake job, basically. And then, depending on how everything looks inside the hub, if I need to order brake parts, obviously now is the time to do it. Adjuster, bearing, come on, let go. There's a Timken. All right, so that might come out with the hub, even though I want to get it out now. Oh boy. I lucked out. Come on, bearing. You're right there. You're right there. I was gonna say, it sounds teeter-tottery on here with the lift, but it's not. Oh, the bearing does not come out. It stays in here. Erases on the inside. I don't think I can get that through. Maybe? Doesn't look like the cage will clear through there. Okay, now the fun part. This is not a light drum by any means. So let's try and do this without hurting myself. Oh God, no, that is not light at all. Ugh. Holy crap. You're gonna need 2 people just to do a brake job. Jesus. Well, the shoes look all right. Springs are all intact. Everything's there. So I'm hoping we don't have to do anything on that one. Separate some of the springs and give her hail. Holy cow, that is the heaviest brake drum I have ever lifted. All right. Now I gotta pop some springs. I got a blue one, orange one. Nice to take a little video documentation of all of this so I can figure out how to put it back together myself when I'm working on it. So before I start pulling these drums apart, I figured I'd try and see what the odds of me getting this wheel cylinder bolt loose on the backside, because there is not much room in between this bolt and the leaf spring. So I did put a 1/2 inch here, and that one is turning. So I'm gonna try and see if I can loosen up both of these first. And I don't know, I know there's some brake fluid coming through there on the backside. I honestly can't tell if that's new fluid or man. Okay, both of those turned free, so I think we're gonna try and do this in the least invasive way possible in terms of the drum assembly. A wheel cylinder springs here hold this in, but if I can get the wheel cylinder free, all I gotta do is be able to spread these drums far enough to yank that wheel cylinder out and slap the new one in. So let me pop those out and we'll go from there. I haven't started working on pulling the drums apart yet, but I did get the wheel cylinder bolts loose, so that's good. Here is the base coat of zinc primer. This is not a full cure, but kind of helps to, 1, level out the wheel from blasting, and 2, especially on Steelies, it fights rust. So I do that on every set of Steelies that I do. Here it is before it gets baked. Comes out like this. This is probably brought up to about 250 degrees. No, probably 350 or so, but it's nowhere near a full cure. You don't want to do a full cure on this because I want the layers to bond together. And I don't know if anybody's more familiar with powder coating stuff. They always say you're not supposed to hot flock. It's like a big internet argument. If you know what you're doing, it's fine. But I am going to shoot these wheels a little warm because I'm trying to get a real heavy coat on here. They're beat up steel. I mean, as nice as these wheels were compared to a lot of the Steelies I've done, it's still got rust and pitting, and they were work truck wheels. So we'll hang those up, get at least 2 of them done in the silver, and then I'm waiting on the other two primer to flow out. Then these will go in. We'll shoot the next set kind of warm and just kind of be efficient here while we're doing the brake stuff. Textury, it's because it's semi-melted. That helps me get in those center seams. And honestly, for mine, there's a good chance I'm going to do a bead of clear silicone right around that center section. Because every now and again, it'll bubble up and pop out from the seam there. Which is why I usually like shooting the primer and the base coat warm. And then we'll do clear over the whole thing. So waiting on those to get jelly. These go in. Those go over here. Basically, I'm getting all the primer stuff done. When those come out, those get silver. These go in and gel out. One more thing is silver. And then we can switch over to clear. I'll probably be ended up really glittery on this one, but those wheels are in the oven, so I had a little bit of time. I forgot my brake drum toolkit at the house. Thought it was up here, but it's at the house, so sketchily did this with a screwdriver. Should have probably filmed it, but this one clips onto there, and then this spring clips to here. This one stretches and goes right on there. But now we can pull out this little doohickey with the W on the right-hand side. And now I think we should have enough room to be able to try and pivot that enough to get the wheel cylinder out. So I'll take the bolts off. I'm not going to film that part, but you saw me break them loose. I still have the brake line I got to mess around with. Hopefully I got my line wrenches here. I'll try and do that before I unbolt it. But back to the oven again, or the coating booth rather. Just yanked these ones out from the oven. This is the base coat of silver. So these are looking pretty nice now. This is a bonded powder, which means it has a clear ground into it. It should be more UV stable, so these are coated, uncured. There's the texture. This one's half cure, and then we're gonna put the final coat of clear on. I don't like doing full cures in between because it prevents it from actually fusing the powders together. So we got the clear loaded up. Those should be ready to coat pretty soon here. And now we're just kind of waiting on the next set of wheels, and they gotta cool. So steelies take a while to get up to temp and then take quite a while to cool down. So we're gonna get back over to the car. I got the spacer plates done too. Those are in there as well. But I just ran home to grab some line wrenches, and hopefully we have one that I can see if this brake line's gonna come off. All right, what do we need here? Where's my other one? Inch or 9/16 maybe? Not quite sure here. There's definitely a little bit of a leak going on there somewhere. Come on. There's next to no room back here. All right, can't do this one-handed, so set you guys there. see what I can do on here. Well, she wants to twist off. Worst case scenario, I don't mind restringing up this back one. This is the worst line on the entire truck. It moved little by little. Oh, I think it only moved because it just sheared the brake line off right in the wheel cylinder. Well, I need the nut anyway. We'll reuse that. Yeah, there's definitely a split in that brake line. Okay. So we will be doing a back string of brakes. Well, in that case, we'll just yank this up and out of the way. Now I can just get a socket on there. So let me pop these off and the bolts off on this side. Then we'll start reassembly. All right, I got the fitting out from the wheel cylinder, which is good. That's sitting right there, so we'll drill that line out, and then unfortunately we will have to restring new brakes, which means this probably won't get done today. Unless I'm feeling motivated and want to take a drive over to my buddy's shop and borrow his brake line tools, which I might. But now we'll grab the wheel cylinder bolts out of here. Hopefully the other side goes as smoothly. I wonder, actually, I could shortcut that now. As long as the bolts come loose on that. Since we're already going to be stringing up a new line. I did get a new brake hose, the rubber coming down to that rear end too. So maybe we'll just freshen up the whole back. Haven't decided yet. But that's free now. Now, our wheel cylinder should be free. Didn't want to pull those pins completely like that. That's how it decided to come free. There we go. There's junk. Yeah, let me grab the parts. So Riley's gave me these 7968 WC 7968 rather. I believe they should all be the same on both sides. And it's just the cylinder, so we will need these pins. Which means I gotta clean those up a little bit. It's a little crusty. If we're doing it, we might as well clean them. I'll be back. New pins cleaned up. Well, not new. Old pins cleaned up. Pop this bleeder while it's here too. Tiny little baby bleeders, 5/16. Your hole. There you go. Oh, there's no room. I'm almost wondering if I should do the brake line first. I hate this part. Trying to get these things back in. We'll deal with that next. Come on, one thread. There we go. Ow. Stupid floorboards. This truck's trying to hurt me today. All right. Should I snug these up? I'm gonna have a hell of a time trying to get the brake line started. Do I want a now problem or a later problem? All right, wheel cylinders in. Now we'll line up our pins and our brake stuff. There we go. Oh, come on. Come on, you. I know you want to fit. Don't hurt me. Whew. All right. Don't hurt me. It's always a fun part of this drum brakes. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Didn't want that to happen. This set first, and then I'll do the spring. I'm probably blocking you guys completely, but I don't know if you'll be able to see that way either. Okay. And I don't know how the hell I'm going to line these two up. I don't know how to do this one. It goes to the snap clip. How strong am I? I feel like this is just going to hurt me. Come on. So close. Let me grab a smaller screwdriver, skinnier, rather. Come on. Come on. It's so close. I don't think my tool's going to work on this one because I'm not going to here. Let's try this. What if I get this one set up and then fight this whole assembly back? Am I strong enough to do that? Come on, fucker. anybody knows a better way to do this than how I'm doing it, please let me know. I am not the biggest fan of drum brakes in the world. I can tell you that much right now. Got him on the Falcon still, in the van, but okay, let's see how sketchy this is. Stupid parking brake. Well, that's not going to work. I think I had it right the first time. Because now we're out of the groove here. Come on. There we go. Much better there. And then this, just gonna have to Hulk it, I think. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna go check on the wheels and come back to this because I'm getting frustrated. Sometimes you get frustrated and have to walk away. I just rotated a set of wheels, came back, grabbed a flathead, and basically pried it here. When I was pushing on it, I kept getting stuck on this little lip and pushed the spring out too far, but we are all back together. That should be okay, minus the brake line. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Not gonna film anything over there. I'm only doing this one, but brakes are back together, minus the brake line we gotta run. So that'll be another day project. Had so much fun the first time. I didn't have this locked into the front drum, so I got to take all this apart and redo it again. But here's kind of how I did that. Just like that. Use the hook as leverage. Be smart about it. That's it for now. We'll be back when this thing's all done. Probably not the brake line. Well, the second time was fun. The third time is even more fun. Slept all this together. I forgot this little spacer plate deal. I don't know what that does, but I know it's supposed to be in there. So this side is all done. New wheel cylinder is installed, bolted in, tightened down. Brake bleeder is loose for now. Same thing on this one. I did cut the line over here to get that out because that nut is 1, seized, 2, stripped. So it was just easier to cut that and pull that out, and then we'll restring it up from here over. Got a new hose here, so I'm gonna soak this down, and hopefully, this is a newer one, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that comes free. And then we'll redo this hose, and then string up some new line to each side. Then we should be in pretty good shape. But I think I'm okay to start putting the drum stuff back on. Now that it's all apart, the drums can go back on. There shouldn't be too much adjustment on there. We'll get the axles back in, and then that'll pretty much be it for this video. This is gonna be terrible trying to get these in and started and bled, but it's feasible, and it's all new parts, so nothing's locked up and seized. So basically gonna do everything in reverse, get the axles back in, put the little clip in, or the pin, the keyway pin, woodruff key, and the snap ring, button that up off camera, and then when we come back, I think I should have pretty much everything done other than this back brake line. And if I'm real motivated, I might go and do that, but I don't know if it's gonna make it on the camera. Go back to the Falcon videos, I did them on there too. We're just about done on the truck. I got the clear coat done on the rings. So kind of looks just like the other ones, but a little bit brighter. And then I pulled the first 2 wheels out, so we're waiting on these. I don't know how well that's gonna show up on camera right now because they're facing the opposite way to the light. You can see it on the backside. Just a nice, clean, silver looking steely with a zinc primer base, so this should hold up really well. especially with some fresh tires on here. I think that's drastically going to help and change the look of the truck. And we're doing 2 white. Just kidding. Clear sprays white. Makes it much easier to see when you're coating stuff. So this has got to get up to about 390 or so. Getting there. With those two, when those are up to temp, I'll pull those out and cool them and run those two into the oven. And I'm just going to leave this on and run over to my buddy's shop and pick up the flare tool and some other stuff. And I think I'll get some brake line. I might need one fitting and just get that all set up, and I'll button this up today. Talk to Dottie. She's doing some house chore and stuff, so we're not planning on doing anything fun and exciting today, which means spend all Labor Day working on cars. Great. Brand new brake lines done on the rear end. New tires are mounted on coated wheels. I didn't even get around to show you the whole thing. I'll do that when we get back. Still got to do a belt tensioner and a belt because it is real squealy on cold start, and that's still driving me nuts, but that's the least of my concerns right now. So I'm going to take this back. We got to grab Dottie, run her back to grab her car because I've been using it all day. And then we're off. But we got new tires, new wheels. Well, freshly coated wheels. I didn't put the trim rings on because Dottie's in charge of decor and colors. I got all 6 wheels done, mounted, balanced. I did the bead balance on here. I'll let you know how that goes, but new shocks up front. Should drive like a brand new truck-ish. So I'll pick her up, and then I'll give you one more update. When I get home, give you a walk around with the new wheels set up, and we'll go from there. New meats. Fresh wheels. Go to the sunny side in a minute. Got a belt and a tensioner at the shop I still got to put back on, but I'd say these look way better. Now, YouTube question. Do I put the beauty rings back on? I think yes, but that'll be a Dottie question, so if you don't like the new result, blame her. That'll wrap this one up. Lines. Looks all wet because we just hosed all that down after we bled them. She's done. So until next time, we'll catch you on the next one. Man, these new tires look good.